Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, my topic is exposing the lies of Muslims about the teachings of Islam to non Arabic speakers and how they distort the translation of the Quran into other languages to cheat on these people. Recently, I have noticed on TikTok blonde women carrying the Quran and claiming that they have become Muslims and saying things that are the opposite of what exists in Islam. And I cannot be certain that they have actually converted to Islam or that they are receiving a wage to promote Islam. Whatever it is, I will show a video of a blonde woman and we will hear together what she says. Then I will refute everything she said with evidences from sources in Islam, since she speaks unsubstantial without any proof. Let us start with the first part of the video.
If you must fight, then strike only at those combatants who attacked you. Do not.
As we heard, she's saying that in Islam, you will fight only when you are attacked. Let us see if she is saying the truth. We read in the verse 5 from Surah Al-Tawbah the following: But once the sacred months have passed, kill the polytheists who violated their treaties. It's not existing in the Arabic script. So simply they are killing these people because they don't believe in this Allah and his Prophet Muhammad, since they knew that he is a liar, he is a false prophet. The second verse is from Surah Muhammad and verse number 4. So when you meet the disbelievers in battle, strike their necks. In battle is not existing in the Arabic script. The third verse is from Surah Al-Anfal number 60. Prepare against them what you believers can of military power and cavalry to deter Allah's enemies and your enemies. This word written in red, it's not deter, it's terrorize in the Arabic script. We read in Surah Al-Anfal 12 the following: When your Lord revealed to the angels, I am with you, so make the believers stand firm. I will cast horror into the hearts of the disbelievers, so strike their necks and strike their fingertips. Remember, our prophet didn't exist in the Arabic script. Fingertips is the wrong translation of the word limbs. Here we have another verse from Surah Al-Tawbah, number 14. So fight them and Allah will punish them at your hands, put them to shame, help you overcome them, and soothe the hearts of the believers. It's not soothe, it's heal. I read 5 verses and I didn't see a word says that the others were attacking the Muslims. The Muslims were attacking the others. And I can give you more and more from these verses because there are about 206 verses in which Allah is ordering the Muslims to kill and fight against the others who are the polytheists and the disbelievers. It means the Christian and Jews. So, simply as I said before, because these people don't believe in this Allah and his Prophet Muhammad, since they knew that he's a liar.
Attack women, children, the elderly, or those retreating in their places of worship.
So let us see if she's saying the truth that Islam teaches: do not assault women, children, elderly, and those secluded in their places of worship. So let us read this hadith together, which exists in Sahih Muslim, page or number 1745. Summary of the hadith ruling is Sahih. Also, this hadith exists in Al-Bukhari, page or number 3012. Summary of the hadith ruling is Sahih. The interpretation of the hadith says, since the Muslims needed to raid their enemy at night to surprise them and achieve victory, and this attack at night might result in killing those who cannot be killed, such as women and children. The Prophet, it's not may God bless him, it is Allah pray on him and grant him peace, gave permission for this, as the hadith shows. And if you read the hadith up, it's written, they are among them.
Or those retreating in their places of worship.
Now we come to this point in which she says that Islam teaches do not attack those excluded in their places of worship, and see if she is saying the truth. This is the hadith, and I will not read it because I don't want this video to become very long, but you will find it in the biography of the Prophet from Ibn Hisham, page number 530. Here is the interpretation of the hadith, in which you can read how Muhammad ordered two persons to go and burn this mosque. Here's the second part of the interpretation, in which we can read about these two men who Muhammad ordered to burn the mosque, went and burnt the mosque. It means those the excluded in their places of worship. Then they went out in great heat until they entered it, and its people were in it. So they burned it and demolished it and dispersed from it. And according to this, what they did, Allah was revealing Surah Al-Tawbah 117.
Do not cut down trees or kill animals.
Now we will move to the other part of this video, in which she says that Islam teaches not to cut trees and to kill animals. We read in Surah Al-Hashr number 5 the following: whatever palm trees you believers cut down or left standing intact, it was all by Allah's will, so that He might disgrace the rebellious. Why this verse was revealing, we will read the interpretation from Ibn Kathir. It says, the Messenger of Allah, Allah prays on him and grants him peace, cut down the palm trees of Banu al-Nadir and burned them. He ordered their palm trees to be cut down as an insult to them and as a terror to their hearts. We will read now to know if the teaching of Islam says do not kill animals. Here is a hadith mentioned in Al-Bukhari, hadith number 3323, and in Muslim, hadith number 1570, which Muhammad ordered the killing of dogs. Ibn Qudama said in Al-Mughni, chapter 4, page 191, as for killing something that's not permissible to catch, it's permissible to kill a black dog. And when they asked Muhammad why black dog, he said the black dog is a devil. Here is another hadith of Muhammad, in which he says that whoever kills a gecko with the first strike, he has 100 good deeds recorded for him, and with the second less than that, and with the third less than that. Here is the source, and you can read it.
Fighting against aggressors is allowed regardless of their faith. Fighting innocents is prohibited regardless of their faith.
Now we come to the part of this video in which she says that fighting is allowed only if somebody attacks, and it's forbidden to kill innocents, whatever their religion is. Let us see if she is talking the truth. So we read in Surah Al-Tawbah 29 the following: fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, nor comply with what Allah and His Messenger have forbidden, nor embrace the religion of truth from among those who were given the scripture, until they pay the tax willingly, submitting, fully humbled. So these words in red, they are totally wrong translation. It is to pay the tribute, humiliated. So in this verse we see that nobody is attacking them, but they are fighting because of three reasons. The first reason, that they don't believe in Allah and the last day. The second reason, they don't comply with what Allah and His Messenger have forbidden. And the third reason is they are not embracing the religion of truth, which is Islam. In this case, there are three options. Either you enter Islam or pay the tribute, humiliated, and you will be killed if you don't pay the tribute and don't enter Islam. And this is what Islam practice when they invade the countries and killed innocent people because of these three reasons in this verse.
The Quran makes it clear that men and women are equal before God and before the law. If there are any abuses against women that are cultural practices in...
So let us see if you are saying the truth, since everybody knows that Islam is a religion and state in one, and there are not particular abuses against women, since the Islamic countries has to follow the Sharia. And now we will show some verses to see if you are saying the truth that the woman and man are equal in Islam. We read in Surah An-Nisa 11 the following: Allah commands you regarding your children, the share of the male will be twice that of the female. Surah Al-Baqarah 282. And bring two witnesses from among your men. And if there are not two men available, then a man and two women. So the woman in these two verses is a half a person. We read in Surah Al-Nisa 34 the following: men are the caretakers of women. Wrong. It's not caretakers. Men are the ones who rule and discipline the women, as men have been provisioned by Allah over women and tasked with supporting them financially. Why? Nowadays there are women who support the men financially. So why should they be over the women? Second thing, we go to the point. If you sense ill conduct from your women, advise them first. If they persist, do not share their beds. But if they still persist, then discipline them gently. It's wrong. Why you are ashamed to translate correctly? It's beat them. So I'm asking here, where's the equality? Why there is no verse about the men if they behave like that? Why they should not be beaten? Now we read from Surah Al-Nisa number 3. If you fear you might fail to give orphan women their due rights, if you were to marry them, if you were to marry them, it's not existing in the original script. Then marry other women of your choice, 2, 3, or 4. But if you are afraid you will fall to maintain justice, then content yourself with one or those bondwomen in your possession. Where is the equality between men and women in Islam? Why we don't find such a verse for women to allow them marry 2 or 3 or 4 men? By the way, as per this verse, I'm wondering something. If you fear you might fall to give orphan women their due rights, couldn't you help the orphan woman without consummating with her sexually? We have here Surah Al-Nisa number 43. But if you are ill, on a journey, or have relieved yourselves, or been intimate with your wives, and cannot find water, then purify yourself with clean earth, wiping your faces and hands, and Allah is ever pardoning, all forgiving. So the translation is wrong. It's not relieved yourselves. It's come from excrement. Or being intimate with your wife is wrong. It's if you touch your wives. So where's the equality? I want to find a verse saying these things about men. So we have seen here that the woman is equal to excrement. Here we have a hadith from Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. It says, prayer is interrupted by a woman, a donkey, or a black dog. And when he was asked about why black dog, he said black dog is a devil. So here's the source, and the chain of transmission is authentic. So again, where's the equality? Why we don't have such a hadith about men? So you, as a woman in Islam, you are just like a donkey, black dog, and a devil. So I can give you more and more verses from Quran and hadiths from Muhammad in which he reduced the status of the women and degrade her. But I don't want to make this video too long.
They contradict Islamic teachings. Islam guarantees the freedom of non-Muslims to practice their faith as well as protection for their places of worship. The Prophet...
Oh, really? Okay, let me show you how the Muslims give the freedom for the non-Muslim to practice their faith and also protect their worshipping places. So here we have a hadith of Muhammad. The last thing he spoke was when he said, "May Allah kill the Jews and Christians. They have used the graves of their prophets as places of worship. There will not remain two religions in the land of Arabs." So here is the source, and you can read it. And this is what he did. He killed those who killed and abandoned those who abandoned. And the ruins of churches and synagogues in the Arabian Peninsula bear witness to his criminal act. Now we come to the second Khalifa after Muhammad, who was the companion of Muhammad, Umar ibn al-Khattab. As for the churches, Umar ibn al-Khattab ordered the demolition of every church that did not exist before Islam, forbade the creation of a church, and ordered that no cross appear outside the church, otherwise it would be broken on the head of its owner. It's written in the book Siraj al-Muluk by Imam al-Tartushi, page number 138. In the next part of this video, I'm going to show the terms of Umar's covenant, what he made when he invaded the non-Muslim cities, and you will see the disgusting treatment he did with these non-Muslim people, and to refute what you said that Islam teaching is to give freedom to non-Muslim to practice their faith and protect their worshipping places. Of course, I didn't translate all the terms because there are so many, but I translated the terms which related to this topic. Here we are with these disgusting terms. They will not build in their city or its surrounding a monastery, a church, or cell, or monk's cell, and they will not renovate what has been destroyed. They should not sound the church bell except lightly. They do not raise their voices when reading anything in their churches in the presence of Muslims, and they don't go out on Palm Sunday. They do not show their cross or any of their books in any of the Muslims' ways. They do not prevent their churches from being visited by Muslims for 3 nights to feed them.
The Prophet said, "Whoever harms a non-Muslim under the protection of Islam, I shall be their opponent on Judgment Day, and they will not even smell paradise." Quran.
So, I can tell you here, according to the hadith of Muhammad, what I showed before, Muhammad is the first enemy of himself because he killed and abandoned the non-Muslims from Arabian Peninsula, and he will not be seeing the paradise either.
Quran teaches 3 types of brotherhood. You have your brotherhood in humanity, all humans being equal. You have your biological brotherhood, your siblings, and you have your brotherhood in faith, your fellow Muslims. Judgment.
Of course, what you are saying is wrong because in Islam exists 2 kinds of brotherhood: biological brotherhood and Muslims brotherhood. Because according to the humanity brotherhood in Islam, there is no equality. I can prove this to you from verses from Quran and hadiths of Muhammad. So we read here in Surah Muhammad 35 the following: "So do not weaken and call for peace while you are superior, and Allah is with you and will never deprive you of," between brackets, "the reward of your deeds." Superior, strong translation, is are the highest, and the reward of it's not existing in the Arabic script. Surah Al-Ma'idah 51 says the following: "Believers take neither Jews nor Christians as guardians. They are guardians of each other. Whoever does so will be counted as one of them. Surely Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people." Surah Al-Baqarah 120 says the following: "Never will the Jews or Christians be pleased with you until you follow their faith. Say Allah's guidance is the only true guidance," etc. We can see in these 3 verses what we read that Allah preferring Muslims over the non-Muslims, and second thing, he is planting the racism and the hatred among Muslims toward the non-Muslims. Also, we can see in Surah Al-Baqarah 120 that Allah lies when he said, "Never will the Jews or Christians be pleased with you until you follow their faith. It's a lie, because all the Western countries is full of these Muslims, and they are living, and nobody is coming and telling them from the Jews or Christian, you have to follow my faith. Now we come to a hadith of Muhammad and read the following. Do not begin to greet the Jews and Christians, and if you meet one of them on the road, force them to the narrow road. So here is the source, you can read it. Here is another hadith of Muhammad on the authority of Aisha. May Allah be pleased with her. She said, the Messenger of Allah, Allah pray on him and grant him peace, said during his illness from which he didn't recover, may Allah cures the Jews and Christians. Narrated by Al-Bukhari, number 1390, and Muslim 529. So, as you will see in this hadith, she is just spreading lies. Here is a hadith, and the source is in front of you. The last thing he spoke was when he said, may Allah kill the Jews and Christians. They have used the graves of their prophets as places of worship. There will not remain two religions in the land of the Arabs.
Day arrives and you have a seedling in your hand, plant it regardless, and don't waste water even if you live by the river. The Prophet prohibited polluting water sources and promised a heavenly reward for planting trees to feed animals, birds, and humans. He taught that a good deed done to an animal is like a good deed done to a human being. The Prophet prohibited the use of live birds and animals for target, the killing of animals for sport, slaughtering an animal in front of another animal, and forbade overburdening animals and underfeeding them.
If it is like how you said, why did he order to kill the black dogs and geckos? And why did he order to cut off the palms of Bani Nadir when he invaded them? As I showed before, the hadiths of Muhammad and Surah Al-Hashr number 5. Do you mean by do not waste water, even if you are living beside a river, that you let people dying of thirst? As this prophet did in this incident, you have the source in front of you and you can read it. As for what you said that he was advising do not pollute the water, he himself was performing the ablution from a well's named Al-Buda'a, in which the people throw in the racks which women used for menstrual blood, dog meat, and foul smelling things. It's like carrion and filth. And here are some hadiths regarding Muhammad performing the ablution from this well's name Al-Buda'a.
Best among their believers are those who are best to their wives, and that paradise lies under the feet of the mother.
As for the paradise lies under the feet of the mothers, this is not an authentic hadith, it's da'if. Regarding the second point, how they protect them, in which they beat them in their beds when they don't obey the men, when they want to consummate with them sexually, or other many things which I already mentioned when it was the point of no equality between man and woman in Islam. At the end of this video, I have two messages to send to. The first one is to all Muslims translators. Don't be ashamed and translate your Quran correctly from the Arabic script to the other languages. Second message is to all non-Arabic speakers. Don't let them cheat on you and lead you to astray. If you want to know the Quran correctly, please refer to the people of Middle East, since they know this language very good, and they're gonna translate it to you from the Arabic script to the other languages. We come now to my conclusion about Islam, the Quran, and Muhammad. Simply, Islam is a devilish trick. Quran is a satanic book. Muhammad is a false prophet. Muhammad never knew the real living God. He has been guided by Satan, in which he advised him to unite all the pagans in Arab time before Islam in one pagan's name, Allah. And he put this name in the Quran and give him holiness and say that he is the creator, just to lead the people to astray. And also Muhammad used this Allah as a clothes hanger to put on it every disgusting, ugly deed what he did. And simply all the orders are coming from this Allah who lead the people to astray, because these people are following what Allah and Muhammad said. So simply, if you go to the Quran and compare the attributes of Allah and Satan, you're gonna see them equal. So don't let these soldiers of Satan leading you to astray. And at the end, I'd like to thank you very much for watching my videos and for your encouraging comments. God bless you all.